I just feel so bad for June, y'all. She was so close. She was so close yet so far at the same time. And I just knew it was episode 3. We couldn't let June find happiness to escape and find peace. It just couldn't happen. Hey everyone, it's Shriner from Pay or Wait, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Handmaid's Tale Season 2, Episode 3, Baggage. And so we see at the beginning of the episode, June, I just want to have June's strength while she's pregnant, just like with me now, okay? Because it's been too much since she's been cooped up there. She's pregnant. She's running all around. She has like a little routine where she jogs in the morning, make sure that she gets her exercise. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, how do you do it, June? Because like I'm just sitting here with no kid inside of me and I can't find any type of like energy to even want to go work out. So she really encouraged me to try to go to a gym, but I doubt that's gonna happen this week. Maybe we can try that next week. So she's running around. And you see she's kind of formed a routine and, you know, she's kind of formed this like conspiracy theory board of where she basically shows like how Gilead was happening before they even knew it. So she was taking little newspaper clippings that she found at the Boston Globe and basically had different categories and where she was showing that Gilead was basically taking place right under everybody's noses and they didn't know. And so we see that during the course of the episode how she has flashbacks through her time with her mother, who was a feminist. She was an activist. She took her daughter to take back the night rallies with young women who were raped by men. So you can see that June was exposed to a lot. And it's interesting to see the dynamic of their relationship and how someone like June ends up in the situation that she's in as a handmaid. And so you see that during the course of their relationship, after June found this job and she found Luke and she decided that she wanted to get married, how her mother kind of disapproved of that. And she was kind of just like, you want to take your whole life and just take all that passion and give it to a man? And you can tell that June was like really bothered by how, you know, her mom didn't support, you know, her falling in love with Luke and wanting to be with him. And so we see as the flashback, as the episode goes on, we see that as when June is in class, kind of like a class with the handmaids, and we see that they're going through the slides on how all of this happened, how we got to Gilead. We see that they show a picture of a woman in a farm who's working in the colonies, and June recognizes her, that's her mother. And so when Moira asks her, like, are you okay? She's like, look, I know my mom, she's never going to give up without a fight, so I know that, you know, she probably not gonna have no easy life, but I know that she's a strong woman. And so that had to have been so hard. Like, you're already sitting in this class, you didn't basically been taken like without any rights and forced to have other people's babies, be raped every night. And then you see a picture of your mother. That's probably like the last thing that somebody's expecting to see. And so just like how June's dealing with all of this, I just don't understand. And so speaking of being traumatized, we see that we see that she is settling into her life in Canada. She's living with Luke, and basically Luke hasn't given up trying to figure out when they're going to invade and take back Gilead and just free everyone that's there. And so Moira, she's working to help other victims, you know, get adjusted to Canada. And we see that she's still suffering the traumatizing events that she went through, especially when she was in the club and she met the woman and she just didn't feel comfortable with the woman touching her. So she just pleased the woman instead. And so we see that she's still having a hard time dealing with everything that happened to her with her time as a handmaid, and also too when she was kind of like a prostitute. So we see that June she meets with Nick. Nick is there and he's like, why didn't you wake me? And she's like, because you're going to leave. And so, you know, they kind of been doing this back and forth for 2 months. She doesn't know when Nick's going to show up. She doesn't know when someone's going to show up and take her to where she's supposed to go so she can find freedom. And so she's still worried about her daughter, Hannah, who is still back where she left. And so Nick tells her like, hey, someone made contact with me. So pretty much you're going to be leaving any day now. I don't know when, you know, I never know who I talk to, but, you know, I will try to find you if they come and get you. And so we see that time comes, and it seems that she almost has had an attachment to the place that she's at now, and she doesn't really want to leave. I don't know if it's necessarily she doesn't want to leave Nick or she doesn't want to leave her daughter, but you see that she's hesitant, especially even when the man comes back who first dropped her off and tells her that he's going to take her away. he takes her to this, you see it's an abandoned airport strip, and he takes her to the shed, and she tells her that someone's going to come to get you. And so we see this young man come, and he takes her with her. He's like, okay, let's go. And I'm going to take you to a safe house. You're going to wait out there, and then basically somebody is going to come and smuggle you into Canada. So they have someone who smuggles things off the black market. He flies back and forth. And so as they're going to the van, he basically gets a text message. He's just like, no, wait. It's not safe anymore. The safe house been compromised. You have to go back to the shed. I don't know what to tell you, but I got to get out of here because it's just not safe no more. And so you see that June, at first she goes back, then she's like, no, I can't do this. I'm not staying here. And so she like pleads with him, stands in front of the truck. And then basically he's just like, dang, I got to help this lady out. He doesn't want to because he already told her people who do this stuff, they're either brave or stupid or both. And so he decides to help her. He takes her back to his place. And so we get to see another side of, I guess, this Gilead. And so we see it's not the high society group. So they always talk about how there was a group of women who were married to poor men. And so basically they were in a different type of colony. And so you see that all of them were gray. They don't stand out. Everyone kind of blends in together. And so he sneaks her into their home, and they're kind of in the same type of relationship. Him as a black man, he is in an interracial relationship. They have a child together. So it kind of reminds June of her life with Luke and her daughter Hannah. And so you see that the wife isn't happy about her coming here, about him taking her in. And she's kind of just like, I don't understand how you can give your child up. And I'm just like, girl, like, did she have a choice? I would just like, how are you looking down on her when you know these women are being raped and having their children taken away from them without them even having a say-so in anything? So I just thought it was kind of weird how she was looking down upon her as if this was the life that June will want for herself. And so basically they tell her, just wait here, don't do anything. We'll be back from church after 2, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do from there. And so they tell her don't make any noise because basically everyone's snitching on everybody, listening into what's going on. And so June was really like giving me a heart attack when she was standing outside looking through the window, staring at the little boy, and the little boy stopped and looked at her. Then she making all this noise. Then when someone came and knocked on the door, she got under the bed. I was just like, June, you should have been under the bed the whole time. You should have just been like, just chill, be easy, okay? Let go and let God, okay? Because you're just making way too much noise trying to get caught. And so we see that it's almost 5 o'clock. And they still haven't come back. And so June said, like, I'm not waiting again. I waited, and you see the predicament I'm in now. And you can kind of relate that to when her mother told her, like, you see what's happening in this world. You know that something bad is coming. And June just waited and waited and waited. And she's kind of in this life as a handmaid when she ignored all of the signs, as we see from the newspaper clippings that she was posting when she was at the hiding out in the Boston Globe. And so she decides to go in the closet. She takes the woman's clothes. She blends in with the community, gets on a bus, and heads out towards the airport where she was first dropped off. And she ends up finding the man. I was like, how did she like get through all of this and not get noticed? And so she finds the guy. He comes in on the plane, and then he questions her. And then we see that another guy who was a driver, he's trying to escape as well. And then I'm like, yes, okay, June is going to get away. She is going to find Luke, and then they're going to come back and they're going to find their daughter Hannah, and then they're just going to kill everybody, okay? But it's only episode 3. We know that we can't find happiness that soon. We only 3 episodes in. And so they're about to take off, and then all of a sudden the dude gets shot. Somebody starts shooting at the plane. Then the plane gets shot down, and then we see the people that found them. They done killed the little plane driver. They snatched the other dude out, and then she was trying to get away, and they snatched June, y'all. And it broke my heart. It broke my heart that they found June, but we knew they was going to find June. And I just want to know what's going to happen next. Like, is she going to go back, like, to the water first? Like, what is going to happen? I need answers, but thank goodness that I only have 2 more days to wait because I can't stay up till midnight, so I got to wait till Wednesday after I get out of the movies. So those are my thoughts on The Handmaid's Tale Season 2, Episode 3, Baggage. As always, my name is Sharona from Pay Your Weight. And if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and I will see you soon.